You're here too.
I'm here to play Risen 3.
Yeah!
For you while I spit forth all my phlegm and saliva.
Yes. Just direct it towards Rob. He's got long sleeves.
And I know you brought me on. It's important to get opinions from more bearded white dudes, and that's what I'm here to do.
Yes, we covet your opinion, oh bearded white dude.
So this is, of course, the follow-up to
What? Did you just teleport? Oh,
Risen and Risen 2.
You're a tricky guy.
Now, this takes place in the same setting as Risen 2, so you go through basically the same islands that
Which was like a
you've
pirate
dealt with.
setting,
Yeah,
right?
it is a pirate setting.
Yeah.
And you are sort of a pirate, but not anymore. So you do consort with pirates, but you don't necessarily have to be a pirate. You eventually have to side, however, with one of the game's many factions. Like 4 basic
Good guys,
factions.
bad guys, weird guys.
Not really bad guys. They're all. It's really one of those things where you're trying to band everybody together to take on the giant, the giant demons and stuff that are overtaking the world. Darkness has come, and your character is Steelbeard's son. Steelbeard being from earlier in the series. So you're actually, if you remember Patty, you're her brother. So, oops. It's very easy to sometimes speak to your companion. So you can always take a companion with you this time.
So you've got bones.
I do have bones, but there are several. Maybe in a bit I'll go back to the ship and show you who else I have available. This is maybe about halfway through the game here. I finished on Sunday.
You conquered it?
I did conquer the game on Sunday. I'm in the process of writing a review now. But it's interesting because it's a lot like Risen 2, but the combat has definitely been made more fluid. The visuals are definitely much better. But the combat still has a lot of problems, one of which is just how exploitable it is. That roll in particular, the dodge move, is really,
your little blink
really
move?
exploitable. Well, you don't start that way. That happened because that happened because I took a specific. I sided with a specific faction. Right. So I'm a demon hunter here. But you get to side with the mages, with the pirates, and so on and so forth. So.
That teleport.
Oh yeah, picking up gold pieces one by one. That's my favorite thing to do.
But even before you do that, your roll. I know what individual pieces of gold.
Really?
Luckily, this doesn't happen too much. Usually things are in packs, or you steal
that's fun.
a bunch of gold, and of course, battles of the last century. So when you find stuff like this, a lot of the time you end up earning a new. Earning something new, like a new quest to go after, or sometimes you learn about treasure locations that way.
Did you just steal a clam from a dead goblin?
Totally.
Goblins always have clams.
Well, and then what you can do is see one of the great things about clams is if I have any, like I have shells, like you can.
You have 46 clams.
You can, and now we get to click on them all to see how many might have pearls. So I'm just clicking on
This is all you do
the
with
way
them?
through. Yep. But you need those pearls. Like, look, so I actually received, and here, one of the reasons I was out here is to get a shimmering pearl.
Is that a pile of clams that
somebody had?
Looks like an eye.
So you'd say for every 50 clams is 1 pearl.
Well, no, you can get a bunch of pearls. I needed that specific pearl because she'd sent me after the pearl. So at this stage, though, I am off to close. One of the things that you do in this game is you have to close these portals. That demons come through. So that's one of your main tasks.
You can't be having demons just coming through all.
So
right?
Me and Bones, who is a druid, he's my favorite companion of all of them. I don't know exactly how many there are. There's like 7 or 8 companions, something like that. Maybe it's only 6, but it's around that. He's my favorite. One of the problems with companions is that a lot of them kind of are the same. Like, oops, that was already an open.
They're kind of boring.
So, well, I like them as personalities. The problem is that functionally, a lot of them don't really do much. Like, different from the last.
Ooh, jump down there, yeah,
so
go to that skull cave.
I'm gonna come down here.
This seems dangerous.
And one thing that has returned from Risen is the nauseating way it handles its camera when you're leaping or falling. But anyway, if you played Risen, then you know of which I speak.
Wow, you really are just legit just dropping down this whole...
You do take fall damage, but I'm not
here.
going down so far.
Is gravity reduced in the world of Risen? You just like...
I already have his...
Look at that white tree.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, you've lost your spirit. So you can also go into this kind of spirit mode to help identify certain things, but it's really useless. It's such a superfluous thing that I'm not even sure why it was left in. But yeah, so eventually bones will catch up. Sometimes companions have a hard time navigating.
Have a hard time gently falling down.
And so now, to deal with some minions.
Just a reminder that if you guys have any questions for Kevin about Risen 3, we're taking a look in the twitch.tv/GameSpot chat, as well as the comments on GameSpot.com. You can pass them along to him, and you can find out all about what exactly a Titan Lord is. Kevin, what is a Titan Lord?
Well, they're basically they're Titan Lords.
Are they giant versions of humans that wear no clothes?
They're
and like to eat humans?
They're demigods basically in this world.
Okay.
There's Bones. I'm just trying to get out of the way because I wanted to unsheath my weapon. And
he's dead.
One of those moves. Another nauseating camera movement when you get those finishing moves. Now you can block. Now Risen 2, when it was originally released, you couldn't dodge or block. And it was some of the most frustrating combat ever in the history of combat.
You just have to like stand there and take it.
Yeah, well, there were ways that you could try to deal with it, but I mean, the combat in that sense is much improved. It's much more fluid than it used to be, and it is the same world, but it's a lot different now. So, I mean, they've really upped the visuals in a lot of ways, which is good. It's still not.
It looks like there's some neat environmental design going on. I like those fungi on the wall.
I mean, it's not visually the most attractive thing ever. I mean, there are definitely much better looking RPGs out there, but they really did clean up a lot of stuff. Some of my favorite things are in the character models when you really get in close. Some of them used to be really...
So is the teleport, is that class specific, or is that something you just picked up later on?
Oh, well, it's not really a teleport. All it is it's the dodge with a new animation.
Oh.
So it now has the new animation. You just don't see me dodge anymore.
Gotcha.
So
You just don't see you at all.
Yeah, exactly. But it's functionally exactly the same.
Nice job. You gonna steal all those ghouls' bones? Yeah.
Now, you can't always get bones. One of the most interesting things, which is a carryover, is how leveling up works. Which is that you do have like your individual things that you can level up, like melee and ranged and spirit and magic and so forth. But to actually earn new skills, you still have to go buy them, and those act as thresholds to the things that you can actually buy. So
you buy them with just currency?
You buy them with currency.
You buy them with bones.
You have to go
clams.
to a trainer and spend gold on those. So.
Oh! You're quick, Goblin.
One interesting thing is I mean, the game's a lot easier than Risen and Risen 2 ever were. In the first two games, it was pretty easy to die from the very beginning, like just to one of those sand devils on the beach. It was like, that tiny thing just murdered me. Now, like, that kind of stuff isn't bound to happen. I don't know if I can mine this or not. Nope.
Nothing so shameful as being killed by a tiny sand thing.
Yeah, but now things have gotten a lot easier. The combat is a lot more fluid. The downside, of course, is it's really exploitable. Like, you can just exploit that roll to death. If you're wondering, like, why I'm not blocking,
yeah,
that's one of the reasons, because the dodge
is so powerful.
That you can... I mean, the game is compared to Risen and Risen 2, which were much more difficult. The combat in this game eventually becomes a cakewalk. So in that sense, it's very different until you get kind of the final boss, which is really frustrating. Here's the lockpicking, which is interesting. In the early times of the lockpicking, like, you can just...
I watched you pick a lock earlier.
So
it was comical.
It was comical because when you only have 4 of these things, you just swipe it across and back and you're done. There's nothing to it. But here, like, see, I can't just do that because that happens. Because you actually have to do it in an order and you have to figure out what that order is by playing a little bit. So, okay, that one stays up, that one stays up, that one stays up. So now the question is, do I go to the left or do I go to the right?
No.
So that one's not the right one to go to.
Okay.
So you do this, and then you still have to make a decision which one. I'll do that. Oh, not the right one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, back to this one, and back to that. And that's that's how the lock picking works. But
that is way more interesting than what I saw you do earlier.
when you have any fewer than six of those, then it's sort of a meaningless lock picking system. And even then, it's not too difficult. Believe it or not, Two Worlds 2 has my favorite lock picking of all time. And nobody ever,
I don't believe it.
Nobody ever says anything
Look at this guy.
about Two Worlds 2. Yeah, here's a swamp golem. So there are different kinds of golems, or golems, depending on how you like to pronounce it. I don't want to upset people.
How's it spelled? Oh, I would say golem for that, for sure. Rob?
Yeah. Sure.
Going for golem?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're going for
you know
golem.
what? I should do some magic here.
the
Maybe I'll
record.
do some magic, just to say, hey, look, I can do some magic. So. Oh, that didn't do anything.
That thing is pretty cool looking, I gotta
It's
say.
got some roses
I
on
like
it.
some of the creature designs here. I like the environmental design. Is exploration sort of a thing?
It's
or
the biggest thing, actually. Here, we'll summon some fire from above.
Fire from above.
Although, really, he's a cakewalk. You just kind of sword him to death. Now, when it comes to buying buying some of those skills, like, you can't always just skin everything off of these creatures every time. Like, you have to earn the ability to, like, get bones or skulls or hides and things like that.
Oh,
Teeth.
to scavenge them off of the creatures and what have you.
See, this is usually what lockpicking is like.
Oh my gosh.
So in the early times,
Making that achievement progress.
well, the thing is, I think I already have that achievement. Maybe I'm playing offline, so it's only going from where the. I was afraid that the game would update. It kept crashing on the other PC, which is, I was afraid to update it in case the press build and the retail, which came out today.
Kevin, is this a game that is good? Would you recommend this game?
I would.
Where's your review status at?
I think that you know what you're getting into when you play a Piranha Bytes game. So these are the people that made Gothic, which is still probably maybe Gothic 2 is the height of what they've done. But you sort of know what you're getting into. You know that you're going to get a game with lots of adventure and lots of stuff to do in it and lots of cool places to go. And it's going to be wonky and weird and not everything's going to make sense and it's going to be clumsy and maybe sometimes a little bit broken. And yet it's going to be kind of special because there are too few games that do this and this game does a lot of what it does really well. It really is one of those games. It's like, God, I wish they could have tightened up all the nuts and bolts. Because it has a lot of loose nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
But it's a really satisfying game.
But holds itself together, and like you can find some great enjoyment from playing it.
Oh, totally. And I don't have all of the companions here at this stage of the game. Like I said, I was about halfway
This is your Normandy?
through. This is your Normandy. You don't start with this ship. Eventually, you only get a big ship once you align, and then all of your companions join you. So this is Horus.
All right, just talk to Horace. I don't want to meet all these people you said are the same.
That's fine.
Although
Well,
you said
their
the
personalities are all different. It's just in combat. There's only one dude that kind of works differently. He has a shotgun. He's one of the people from the voodoo people that you get. So it's like the same kind of the similar races from Risen 2 all reappear, but you do have new kinds of magic that you can do. Like there was no offensive magic in Risen 2. Now you can do all sorts of offensive things.
It's crazy. When is the game out, you said?
The game is out today.
Today.
Yeah.
And review coming?
The review should be either tonight or tomorrow morning.
All right.
So I'm just in the process of writing it, so be on the lookout. But I would say, yeah, if you know what Risen is, then you get more of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.